My man, how you doing?
Maintaining. Hey, did you see your boy had his sweater tucked in?
Mraz?
So embarrassing. Who tucked it? But I think it was accidental. I think his belly tucked his own shirt in.
Maybe he went to the bathroom and just pulled his pants up and it happened to be in there. What happened, Mraz?
I was sitting that my belly actually folded the sweater into my jeans.
You got an untuckable, man.
So how you been, man?
Maintaining, man. Good, man. Adjusting. I miss you, though. I miss you.
But it's great to see you every day here in the studios. It is so cool.
Yeah, man.
Because you guys begin at 2.
We got to hang out. Yeah, you got the best spot, though, man.
It's a great time slot.
It's a great time slot.
I hope they never realize that, so they just keep me here because it's great. It's pretty great. What I will say, though, is I have to admit I'm a little jealous because I've been listening to your show. I think you guys sound amazing. But last week, you were talking about how hot Claire Huxtable is. And I said, I've done that show with Bart. I remember when he said it on our show. Yeah. And we had a long conversation about how hot Claire Huxtable was.
Well, I think people know that I wasn't lying. Man,
That's true. That's true. You were consistent.
I'm consistent, man. Listen, if I ever get a shot with her.
Still, after all these years.
Yeah, man. Darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That thing got to be right. You know what I'm saying? Just like age like fine wine, man.
So this is interesting because when we had that conversation, Mraz was criticizing Betty White. Now, Betty White just turned 96. Would we say the same thing about Betty White?
No, I can't go there with Betty White.
So it's a little...
But Betty White, man, used to be that deal, though. I didn't realize her history. Like... She's one of the most influential people in like the business.
Thank you. For a female comedian, she has done everything.
Yeah, and who knew? She had to be like 85 when she was doing Golden Girls.
She was maybe a little bit younger, but yes, yeah, it wasn't that far off. Hey, so what do you think about Brady's injured hand? Do you think this is a legit concern for the Patriots, or is this Patriot games where they're making this seem to be worse than it is?
Well, Brady always seems to have an injury around a big game. I think that's like a built-in excuse. But, I was listening to Mike and Mike in the morning, and they were saying that when they saw the glove.
Bad decision.
Yeah. It's not the show it used to be. But they said that it's –
because one of the mics is actually gone.
Oh, Mike and Mike, yeah. What's the name of the new show?
You were listening to another show on a different network. So anyway, okay.
It looked like he has maybe the splint on the thumb.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he maybe was throwing a pass and hit his thumb. But if it is his thumb, then that is a cause for concern.
When you say it's an excuse, do you think Brady builds in injuries to excuse poor play?
I mean, before it was the Achilles and it's this and that. Every year during the big game, it always seems to be an injury or a phantom injury or his shoulder was messed up and, we just left it off the scouting report and things like that. I don't know, but, I know if it is the thumb and he has to wear a glove, that's going to be an indication that it was a legitimate injury.
I mean, if he misses practice on a Thursday before the game, it's got to be pretty legit, right?
Yeah. I mean, because Thursday is an important day. It's like third down. It's situational football, short yardage, goal line, all the things that come up with the situational football. So, I'll be concerned about it a little bit, but, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm going in there, and I think that this game is going to be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah. You can go to watchda.com to watch Bart Scott in studio with us this hour.
Oh, we not live?
Oh, we're live. We're live on the radio. We're live on the digital simulcast, too, now, watchda.com. We got cameras.
Man.
Moving on up.
And you have a sponsor, too?
Jefferson's.
Man, I tell you, our studio looks like a steel cage match. It's just so cold, and, it's dirty walls in there. Like, man, all we got is a mic French. That's a
the plaque.
Just a plaque. It's a plaque and then steel cage. I feel like I need to bring my belt in and hit somebody over the head, man. What is it, Hell in a Cell?
Yeah. 2 to 6 every day on WFA at Hell in a Cell.
And then it's like the wall is dirty on the side. Like, what the heck? Can we get a picture up here or something? A fat head? Something. I'm like, where's our decorating? Do we get a decorating budget?
No, Mike took it all with his salary. That's it.
He's like, no. Yeah. Man, talk about his salary.
Does this Jaguars team at all remind you of the Ravens defense or the Jets defense you played on?
No, they're a little different because they're 4-3. So 4-3, they get their pressure with they're down 4. They rarely blitz, but they do have lockdown corners like those teams that I was a part of had.
Attitude, swagger, trash talk?
Yeah. They're young and stupid. I mean, you look at Ramsey, we're going to win this bitch and all that stuff. He doesn't know that he doesn't know that this is a different game, and playing in Gillette Stadium is a tough place to play. It's certain things that you have to do. You have to win the situations in New England. They're going to try and defer early because what they want to do is they want to try and score within the last 2 minutes
of the
and a half,
quarter.
and then they get the ball back and score again, and then that's how they go up 2 scores. So it's going to be important that when they get down there, they're going to have to really be good in the red zone. They're going to have to get 7 instead of 3, and they're going to have to make sure that they match the situation. They're going to have a plan for Gronk, and it can't be one plan. It has to be multiple plans because you got to continue to mix it up with him. But also if I'm Jacksonville, I'm tackling Gronk low all day. Because he's had lower body injuries. That gets him thinking. If guys are taking his legs out, what you have to worry about then though is make sure you don't do a Michael Hyde and knock yourself out. Like he knocked himself out.
Helmet to the knee.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you know that Brady's got a banged up hand, do you target the hand? Do you try to hit the hand? Do you try to step on the hand?
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war. All that stuff, man. I'm trying to bang on it, step on it, bite it. I don't care what I got to do. Listen. Nobody can. I'm surprised somebody hasn't just hit Brady late and slammed him on his head and was like, you know what? I just can't take it no more.
Yeah.
Fine me, whatever. They might kick you out of the league, though, if you hurt Brady.
You're right. That's ejection forever.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you got a lifetime suspension. Like, hold up, it's my first transgression.
Do you think that the Jaguars stand a better chance of beating the Patriots than the Steelers would have?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, just because of their defensive personnel. And, the New England's defense they get a pass for the most part because they're always playing with the lead. And, so they can be that bend, don't break because they're just trying to take the air out of the ball, so to speak. They're just trying to allow time to run out. So, when you think about Jacksonville, and their matchups, they can take Cook away. You think about Boye, you think about Ramsey, they can take these guys away. And then their linebackers, like Miles Jack, is really a safety/linebacker. You saw his coverage last week on McDonald when he had the interception to have the wherewithal to not only knock the ball up, but to catch it and get the toes in. So now that's somebody that you can kind of, he's still not tall enough to disturb Gronk enough, but you can bang him up. And then they have these, Barry Church, he's not a great cover guy, but Gibson is a guy that has tremendous ball skills. So I'm bracketing Gronk wherever he goes, no matter what. And then in the red zone, I may put Ramsey on him and bring in another corner, bringing my nickel back and do it that way. That way, Ramsey has the ball skills, but he also has the strength to disturb him. Well, the best matchup that we've seen this year of Gronk going against anybody was Eric Berry early in the year. And Eric Berry held his own because he was big enough to anchor, but fast enough and skilled enough. So you can't let Gronk get going. And what they're going to do to try and counter what you're doing, they're going to move him around. They're going to move him to the number one receiver. It don't matter. I'm saying, you know what, Calais Campbell, Darius, Ngakoue, all you guys got to stop the run. We stopping the run in the light box. Wherever Grunt goes, I don't care who has him. We're going out, we're bumping him, and we're bracketing him over the top because you feel like with those corners, they can lock the other guys down man to man. That's a wash. So Brady's not going to be able to go there, so he's going to have to start looking for Grunt.
Bart Scott joins us in studio. You can watch it at watchda.com. So what changed this year about the Jaguars? Because you and I spent the last couple of years bagging on Blake Bortles and bagging on the Jags.
He's pretty bad. He's still bad.
But he's in the AFC title game. They won 10 games this year. They won 2 playoff games. They went to Pittsburgh twice and won. What this year changed about him?
Well, we also used to say that they had one of the better rosters.
True.
And they were just they just couldn't beat Blake Bortles.
Is this Gus Bradley that he just stunk as the head coach?
No, I don't think it's Gus Bradley. I think they brought in A.J. Boye, which solidified it, and Calais Campbell is a true leader.
Yeah.
And so I thought that solidified it. Malik Jackson really isn't that guy that I feel is like a locker room leader, a guy that can kind of bring guys together. Calais Campbell is an OG. He's a guy that, he's a leader, but he's also a guy that gets respect as soon as he walks in the room. So you bring in Boye, so now you have 2 lockdown corners. Remember, Miles Jackson was injured his first season.
Right.
So
Dante Fowler was injured.
Right. So Fowler's back. He's back. So now they're complete. They're young, and they still have controllable salaries, so they can go out Blake Bortles, whether he wins the Super Bowl or not, I don't think he should be the quarterback of the future because you're winning.
So they win the Super Bowl. You still think, go out and get somebody else.
Do you want to give him $19 million when you can give Alex Smith maybe $22 million a year?
Would you give Alex Smith $22 million?
I would give him more than Blake Bortles.
Okay.
And because, could you imagine if you can win it with him, could you imagine what you can do with Alex Smith? A guy who can, make all the throws, that can throw the ball down. Jacksonville has money because all their young stars are still young. They don't have to address it for the next couple of years. So you think about, really they have a window to be like Seattle where they can win and they can, have a 3-year window before they have to pay, Ramsey. They're going to have to pay Jack. They're going to have to pay Telvin Smith.
Fournette, Fowler.
Yeah, Fournette. So this is a window for them, and I think you want to get it right. You don't want to go, listen, the Ravens won the Super Bowl and cut Trent Dilfer the next year. So did Brad Johnson, right? Or what's his name? Brad Johnson down in Tampa. Yeah, so you got to cut him. You got to recognize that, you can always get better. And I'm not giving Blake Bortles $19 million.